Hello and welcome to another Zach plays a game that's really old, like Fallout 4 and Skyrim and all the other stuff I've played. This is FTL, and it's a game by Subset Games. As you can see on the screen, their new game, Into the Breach. That's pretty recent, but FTL is like 2012, and I really like it. It's really fun and very absorbing. It's helped me cut down on the smoking like you wouldn't believe. But it has chewed up an amazing amount of my time. That's a good thing because I needed to escape the world, and this is a great way to do it. And it's only £7. You can buy it still, and it's fantastic. And it runs under wine on Linux, so even better. A proper indie game. Anyway, we'll get straight into it. So FTL is a game where you basically manage spaceships in combat, a bit like pen and paper games like Full Thrust. In fact, you could have written this for the Sinclair Spectrum and it would have been just as good. And you could probably make a tabletop game out of it that would be super absorbing, that you'd be able to play solo with various dice rolls and stuff. You'll see what I mean when we get into it. So this is your ship interface. This is your spaceship. I'm going to start off with the Kestrel, which is pretty much the easiest one to go through. It's the only one where I've won the game. So what we're going to do, I'm going to play a whole game of FTL. So it might take up to about 45 minutes to get through it, and we'll see what happens, and we'll learn by playing. So I'm going to start, and notice I'm on easy there. It's absolutely important because it is fiendishly hard. So this is your ship. You've got various systems like shields, weapons, engines, oxygen, medbay, sensors, doors, and piloting, and you can acquire more systems as the game goes on. That's what this whole thing, all these empty spaces are for. You can add systems and weapons. I've got a missile launcher and a multiple shot laser. So yeah, let's get into it. So the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next, but get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. It's weird, isn't it? We are the evil, we're the Federation and the rebels are trying to take us out. So there's a bit of a spin. So, shield piercing. Missiles ignore shields. Use missiles to damage a powerful ship's shield system. Just remember that defense drones can shoot down missions. And you get a little tip at the start of each game. Anyway, so the first thing we do, we've got scrap, which is the currency. And we're going to spend some of it. You can use it to buy power bars or increase the power capacity of various systems. So we're going to buy one power bar, which is all we can afford. Pardon me. And I'm going to add it to the engines, and the reason I'm doing that, if you look up here, the engine has we've now got a 20% evasion chance, whereas if we take that off, it drops down to 15. So it's a little edge that we can add to the beginning of the game. I'm also going to assign power to the weapons. You do that by clicking on each subsystem. And over here we've got piloting, sensors and doors, which you can upgrade independently. And all these systems, including when and if we add drones, which will appear down here, we'll use up reactor power, and the more reactor power we have, the more systems we can power, but you have to buy that with scrap. So yeah, let's get underway. So this is a start system, and we can navigate around. We can go to one of 3 points, and as we progress across the system, the rebel fleet will come chasing us from this sort of direction, and you'll see what I mean as we get into it. So I'm going to just going to have a look here. I think I'm going to go here. An unvisited location. It's important because you do run out of fuel. We lost 1 fuel from our total as we made that jump. And here's our first combat, so I'm going to pause it and have a look. This rebel ship's got what looks to be a missile launcher, just like the one on my ship, and that's about all it has, and a drone, which I'm guessing is a beam drone. So that can't actually punch through shields. My shields have to be reduced to 0 in order for it to damage me, but the missile can really hurt. And you now have to wait for your missile systems or your weapon systems to charge up. They're not charged at all when you jump in. There is a system that will allow them to be pre-charged as you jump into a system, but that's a little way down the line. So anyway, let's go. You'll find yourself pressing pause a lot. Yeah, it is a beam drone, so it can't punch through any shields. That missile can go straight through shields, and it's just fired. So that could really hurt me, but it missed. That's why you increase your dodge chance. So I think I'm going to send my burst laser and my missile system after that. See these symbols? That's the weapon system, and that's the weapon system on the opposing ship. And now I'm going to unpause. So You've noticed that the missile system slunk in. That essentially means that that system is now offline. And we've done it some hull damage. And if you reduce the hull damage on my ship or his ship, then that's pretty much at the end of the game for them or me. So yeah, that's pretty good. You will press pause a lot when you play this game. It's just not possible to play it in real time without stopping and organising yourself. So I think I'm going to... I'm not going to fire a missile just yet. And quite often they'll talk about surrendering. And you can accept the offer. So this ship is offering me 2 fuel, 2 missiles and 13 scrap, which is actually more than I'll probably get for destroying it at this stage in the game. As you progress through the game, the amount of scrap and sort of salvage you get from each ship, which is, you absolutely need it. But in this instance, I'm going to accept it because missiles and scrap, that's a great deal. So now all hostilities cease. And you can see I've got some crew here, Hagar, Felicity and Yoz. And you can light them up, that's Felicity, and it'll give you a health bar, and that's what your med bay is for. If they ever get into trouble, you can select them and they'll run to the med bay where they'll be healed. And then you've got this where you can record the current crew positions, and this button will send them scurrying back to where you've deigned them to be. And you'll notice they've all got stats. So this is how good they are at whatever job they have. So you can actually assign skilled weapons crew or skilled engine crew to each section. So we're good. We've sorted this all out. We've achieved peace. So now we go back to the map. And yeah, where am I going to go? I'm going to go here, which will be in a nebula. And nebulas can affect sensors. Yep, my sensors are down if you look down here. Yeah. A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula at this beacon. Before you have time to make contact with them, they fade into the nebula. Let's try. Hey! Find them floating not too deep into the nebula, filled to be found by friendlies. They come on board and abandon their wrecked ship, which means I get a new crew member. And crew members cost between 50 points of scrap and 70, depending on how skilled they are. Let's have a look. So what, is Giles good at anything? No, Giles is useless. He's a newbie. But we do need someone to keep an eye on shields. You know, and these guys, they'll actually increase the efficiency and recharge time of your shields, and the speed of recharge and the accuracy of your weapons, and your ability to dodge oncoming fire, and piloting. So the more they do a job, the better they get at it. And your crew will get killed, and the more crew you have, the better it is for you to manage subsystems and fight off the inevitable boarding parties that beam onto your ship. But we'll get into that in a bit. Okay, so I wonder if is there anything we can do? I don't know. Everything looks fine. We're going to save our remaining 23 points of scrap. Can't do a lot with it right now anyway. And yeah, I bet. Can I go over there? I can't. If I go up there, this red line here, this is the approaching rebel fleet. Been there. So we'll have to go over here, otherwise we'll get trapped. And if you get trapped, they attack en masse, and we're a bit too spindly at the moment to put up with this. But this ship looks like it needs a kick in. Okay, so we've got everything here. They have a beam weapon which can't punch through shields, and a single laser which can. So there, my shield disappeared. But as you see in the top left-hand corner, it's recharging. So all I've got to do is be slightly faster than the beam weapon that's charging up there. As you see, my 2 weapon systems are very nearly charged. I'll unpause for a second. Now I've got 2 weapon systems. And I need to defang this ship, I think. So I'm going to fire everything I've got in the weapon systems. Yeah. How'd you like them apples? So I did get a beam shot into my shield room. And Giles is currently trying to repair it. Boom, and our shields are recharged, and my weapons are recharged as well. So I'm going to fire a burst laser at the shield section here, because he's got 1 point of shields. And I think I'm going to put an Artemis missile, on the shields as well. And that should permanently take out his shields and make it much easier to damage the hull to a point where they explode. There we go. So I don't want to waste another missile because they are finite. The lasers just take time to recharge. So, have a burst laser in the ending port. Nice! McBoom! So I've got some fuel, a missile, and 20 scrap. Can I do anything with 43 scrap? Probably not. So I'm going to jump away to the next location. So there's a store here, because I'm close enough it'll actually pick up what sort of beacon it is. I don't really have enough money to buy anything good, just from previous experience. We will go to the store, but I'm going to go to this unvisited location. See if anything's here. Right, now, upon completing your jump, you'll receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Sounds like a shakedown to me, and if I pay 21 scrap, they'll leave me alone. But this guy's just got a missile and a laser, so I think I'll be rejecting that. And now, too bad, you will regret this decision. Am I doing anything useful? Not really. Giles could do with some healing. Status bar went to green. And back down again, so he's manning the shield. It's always a good idea to keep these guys in the green just in case. You don't want them to die on you through your neglect. So, I'm hoping that, see that missile down there, that's incoming. I'm hoping that will miss, but I've only got a 20% chance to do that. But, so it kind of behooves me to light up that ship's weapon system. Ow. And I'm not going to accept his surrender, but I am going to take Felicity and yours, and I want them to repair the oxygen. So you just draw a mouse box around it, and you click on, left click on where you want them to go. So, I think it's going to have to be another burst laser. So hopefully, because the oxygen level is dropping fast, 93, 92, 91. If it drops, they will die from lack of oxygen, your crewmen and women. So, nearly there. Again, I don't really want to waste missiles if I don't have to at this stage of the game. And I can click on the return crew to saved positions, unpause, and they'll run back to their systems. And this is going to be it for this ship, this pirate freighter. It's hostile. Good night. There we go. Ow. Giles is just not a lucky person. But we have to get those shields repaired before we jump anywhere. Otherwise we'll get got at the next stop. 60 scrap. Giles should really go to the med bay. Giles should go to the med bay, not yours. So I'll just make sure that's, you can save the current layout, and that's good. Actually, that's not good. I want Giles to be looking after the shield. So we're gonna go here. Nothing. So when you're on a position, the green lines will show you where you can get to, and you have to make like a plan to get to this exit before this rebel fleet catches up with you. So you better start going down towards the exit, which will give us more choices. You have to navigate your way around it. You recognise the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you labourers for cheap. So I could buy a slave for 28 scrap. But we don't hold with slavery. It's not an okay thing. So we're going to attack the slaver scum. Look at that. This could be a problem. Oh, that's a beam drone, but they do have a missile. There's a missile system there, which is just fine. So I'm going to take some pain from that. It landed on an empty system. Right. So fire on board ship is a bad deal. You can basically open up each of these doors to vent the oxygen to make the fire go out. And by the time I've done that, my lasers are ready. That's keep pausing quite a lot. So I'm going to fire the burst laser and the missile launcher at the weapon systems in the hope that I get through and take those weapon systems offline. Good night. Now, they're offering me a slave, which would, again, be worth somewhere between 50 and 70 scrap units. So is another person on the crew worth more than what I might get? In this case, I'm going to accept their offer. So that will cease hostilities, and I've got an extra crew member. And you can't have too many crew. I've essentially got to wait until all the oxygen fades out here, so I can. And this button down here is to close and open the door systems. So I'm going to close all the doors, and our oxygen percentage dropped really rapid when we did that. So you can't do that continuously. Now, what system do I want Phillips to look after? The Mantis are weird. This little guy's one of the Mantis race. You get into that. I wonder if it says no. So I'm going to put him on the doors. And having a person on some subsystem, you notice all the doors went grey, which means that if Phillips is in the doors section, I get an instant upgrade to the effectiveness of my doors. So if somebody's trying to break down a door, it's that much harder for them to break it down while he's in there. I can, of course, you can upgrade all these systems from your ship thing. So it'll cost me 35 scrap to upgrade the doors, and the various subsystems each have prices in scrap. These systems are just updated. The subsystems will, if you add scrap to them and you invest in them, they're automatically updated. All these systems, upgrading this is just the capacity. You still need reactor capacity for them to fulfill their new potential. So yeah, so that's good. So I'm going to save that layout, and we're going to jump away. And can we get to? We've been there, explored location. Let's go to the store, see if we can buy anything useful. You find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious alien vessels. They hail you and apparently have some valuable technology for sale. So. So I don't have a drone control, and I don't have enough. Do I have anything? I don't have anything I really want to sell, and I don't have enough scrap. Drone control is quite fun. You get an extra system that will allow you to power external, UAVs to protect or your ship or attack other ships. And I can't really do anything, but I have taken some hull damage, so I'm going to repair that. That's cost us 10 scrap. Theoretically I could buy a drone, but I wouldn't have the control system. So we're going to have to forget that and jump away. So, we've got a distress call coming from here. Sometimes that's a trap, sometimes you can genuinely help. So I probably need to go here, because the fleet's coming this way. So if I'm going to go here, I probably need to do it now, before they catch up with me. And you really don't want that to happen. So I demanded the surrender of goods, but it turns out it's a rebel fighter. So let's see what we can do. And it looks like they don't want to fight and trying to escape. So their FTL drive, which is this system here, is charging. So I've either got to put up with missiles, but okay. So I'm going to split fire. I'm going to hit with the burst laser, which fires 3 shots, which will get past the shields and do 2 points of damage to their FTL drive. And I'm going to put the Artemis missile on their missile. And because normally I try and get them to work in conjunction, but it doesn't really matter because they're both going after different systems, and the missile will ignore the shields. So, unpause. And the tension of waiting for your weapons to charge to see if their weapons charge first. It's probably going to get a shot off. Yep. Boom. And he's taken out my oxygen. But I have taken out his shields and his engine. Could be her engine. And I need to repair my O2 levels. You notice that there's a lot of pausing. So those guys need to do that. I think I want to take out the shields and have another pop at the weapon system. So both the weapons have retreated inside the hull, which means they're under charge. I don't really want to fire any more missiles because they are finite. But I might just pop a burst laser on that wins me the thing. So I get 2 missiles back, 1 fuel and 10 scrap. Which isn't a lot, but also... So, one of the things I like to do before the end of every segment, because there are 8 little star systems that you can travel around, is I very much would like to improve my shields. Now, I can You need, so if you look at this, so if I just put 20 in, it's going to not make any change. But if I put 50 in, it will give me an extra 2 shield barriers. No, it'll give me an extra shield barrier. So I'll have 2 shields. So things will have to hit me at least twice before they get a chance to damage the hull, which is, hull damage is what will kill you. So I'm going to add 2 to them. I still can't power it. Oh, actually I can. I can drop the power, which drops my dodge to 10%, but gives me 2 shields. And that's going to be really handy. That's going to enable me to be more strategic. So, let's go to that distress beacon. And it's going to be a trap. Alright, you find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. You hail them and ask them what's wrong. Help! We're being overrun by some sort of giant alien spiders. Okay, let's put one of our crew at risk. Oh, your crew slowly creeps up on a cluster of the creatures from behind. Without warning, the giant arachnids turn and charge. However, your team stays in control, and before long, you've beaten them back. Cool. So we've got 6 fuel, 2 drone parts. We haven't got any drones yet, but 12 scrap. So that rocks. Can we afford another bar of scrap? We can. So I'm going to buy that piece of reactor power, and I'm going to pop my dodge chance back up. Let's return everybody. Woo! 20%. Make sure they all stay there. So we're in good shape. 2 lots of shields, 2 weapons. Got improved dodge chance, and everything is powered. But we haven't got any surplus. So I wonder if we want to go to another location. Let's see how much we can get away with before the rebel fleet catches. So you detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. Well, that could be handy. We could intervene, and this is an automated ship, so we can intervene to defend the outpost. Okay, so let's have a look at the system. So they've got hacking, which could permanently disable one of my systems, and it looks like they're going to launch it straight away. They've got a couple of lasers, one point of shields. Ooh, so yeah, there's nothing we can do. I mean, literally early on in the game, you've got to sit and wait. But I think what we'll do is the only thing we really can go after. Hopefully they don't attack our weapon system, but we have to wait for them to charge, and I'll just take out their weapon system and see if we can't destroy their hull in the process. So our piloting is out. It's not too bad really, because we are going to kill this ship. Missed, and 1 laser. We still got 1 shield up, so we're good. It's a very samey response, but it does work. Take away their ability to fight, and now we've got to wait. Hopefully the automated systems won't repair it, but I don't think these ships have automated repair. We'll find out. Okay, I'm just gonna, doesn't really matter where we hit it. Oh. Gonna save the missiles. So I've only got 2 bars of hull left. Just got to sit and wait, hopefully. I don't know if they've got automated repair systems. Doesn't seem to be able to do anything about it. So, good night. Boom chakarai! So we get 2 missiles, 1 drone part, and 11 scrap. And the outpost is super pleased and gives us 2 missiles, 1 drone part, and 25 scrap. Can we do anything about it right now? Not really. I'm going to just set the missile launcher to charge. Just better to have it ready to go so you don't forget. Got 38 scrap. Can't really do a whole lot with that. Trick is, can I be cheeky? I reckon I can. We'll go to this other system, see what happens. So it's a pirate interceptor. Finally, after months of waiting, someone has fallen into our trap. Yes, you into mine. I don't believe so. You've got 2 lasers, which isn't, basically can't do me any damage. So all I've got to really do is pummel your hull. I might go after your weapon system, just because. See, no, can't damage me. I've got more than enough time for the shields to recharge, so I'm being a bit of a dick. I could be even more of a dick if I set that to fire on there, go after their weapons, old son, and unpause, and I've got auto fire on. So basically, sit with my feet up on the Starship console, conserve missiles, because I like being a tightwad, and you can never have too many missiles. Roll myself a cig. Don't smoke, kids. And by the time you've sorted yourself out, with the auto fire on, you know, one more should do it, but I'm just continually disabling their weapon systems. Here's the Ranger sound of my lighter lighting my cig. Oh no, good night. Can't do that all the time, but sometimes when their systems line up and you've got the right kit, yes you can. So I reckon, I don't think I can go to that system and get to the exit before the Rebel fleet get here. So one more system for this first. Oh. See, a Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. I could send an away party. Probably Paramount has copyrighted the concept of the away team. But I've got this horrible suspicion they're going to steal one of my people. You find a secret Federation outpost, but it appears the rebels have found it before you. The place is empty and faint bloodstains can be seen in the living quarters. You find the encrypted signal emitter and shut it off before leaving. Well, we didn't get anything out of that, so it would have cost us 1 fuel to get there and nothing happened. But I've been in that situation. Sometimes you find stuff, sometimes you lose a crew member. So rather than lose a crew member, I'm happy for it to be nothing in a way. Right, you've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Way! You received a wideband message. Free schematic samples. Be sure to visit our new military-grade drone store, opening in sector XR145. 10 scrap and a free combat drone, which is cool. But if we look at the ship systems here, we don't have. You've got systems not installed for drones, but we've got a combat drone, which is essentially a drone, an offensive drone that will attack a ship. They're really handy, especially if you've got a couple of them. You can make mincemeat of people. But every time you launch a drone, if you don't have the drone recovery system, you lose 1 drone part, same as when you launch a missile. Anyway, that was cool. We can either sell that at a later store, or we can make use of it if and when we get a drone system. Okay, so now we've passed through the first sector. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sectors to go. And when we enter the unidentified hostile sector, that's called the last stand, and that's when we face off against the rebel battleship, which I am not going to beat. I've beaten it precisely once. And that's when I decided, you know what, I can talk about this game. Now I've beaten it once, even though it was on easy. So, let's go to the abandoned sector. This sector has largely been abandoned since a series of battles decimated the local population. An unusual alien race is reportedly scavenging in the area. You'd best be on guard. That does not sound good. Right. Let's see. Could I get a 3rd bar of shields? No, it's going to cost me 100. See that? 40 and 60 to get 3 shield barriers, which I don't have. And then I need 2 more power bars, which is going to cost me another 150. So if I want that 3rd layer of shielding up to a maximum of 4, I'm going to need 150 scrap. That's if nothing more interesting comes my way. So, nice and empty here. Oh, there is a store. Go on, let's go and have a look. Let's go shopping. So, can't afford that. A backup battery. That's like a really handy thing. Or I could buy any one of these weapons. So I could get that. Okay, so I'm going to buy an extra weapon. This is an ion blast, and you know, anybody that's seen Star Wars, it basically takes out electrical systems, including things like shields, weapons and stuff, and takes them offline until somebody repairs it, or for an amount of time. It takes 8 seconds to charge. It requires 1 power, so let's come out of that. So that I'd have 36. So could I could just about increase the weapon power. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah. Let's go to the store, buy an iron blast, close that, go back into the ship, increase the power to the weapon system, and accept it. And now I've got the iron blast. So I've got 3 weapons now. I'm going to mess up my dodge chance. So I'm relying on this. So who's that? Felicity. Felicity getting slightly better at piloting, but probably not quick enough for it to make a lot of difference. And 5% of an ability to dodge, you know, like 1 point on a D20. It's not all that much. But this iron blast is going to make all the difference. I'll show you. So let's jump. Which way do we want to go? Now we can get to the exit like that, but that's a bit quick. So go to an unvisited location. Keep an eye on the fuel, because it sucks when you run out. Pirate ship. Brilliant. So the pirate ship patrolling this sector has been busy. The debris of several rebel scouts and at least 1 civilian ship litter the area. Welcome, welcome. There's room for 1 more. The overconfident pirate hails as he charges weapons and moves into attack. Okay. So we've got 2 layers of shields. What have they got? Got a beam weapon, which can't punch through shields. You need to be down to 0 shields for that to be effective. 1 laser and a hacking drone. So we got to basically stand, you know, you can fire 3 shots from your spaceship, but can you stand? Let's see what they want to hack. Oh, that sucks. It's taken out our weapon systems, but only for a limited period of time. Now they're 1 rubbishy laser and the beam has no effect. So yeah, that's all working out for me. So the hack will take a certain amount of time to recharge. So let's send the iron blast over to the shields. That's going to be really annoying, so I'll send the burst laser to attack the hacking system. I'll put a missile on weapons. Fire a broadside. So, please don't kill us, we'll give you everything we have, which isn't a lot. 1 missile, 1 drone and 16 scrap. Well, kaboom, you don't have anything good. So, on their stats, the hacking system's offline. And I'm on auto fire, which I shouldn't have been. Let's turn that off. And Yao being blown to shit. So now we've got 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 23 scrap. That's a lot better. Can't really... I don't think I can do anything. Yeah, I need 25 to add another power bar to bring the dodge chance back. So I'm not going to do that this time round. So... Rebel fleet's a little way behind me, so I'm going to take a chance and going backwards. You discover an abandoned mining facility in the process of being acquired by the Larnius. However, you immediately receive a call from a civilian transport vessel. Help, we're trying to escape before the Larnius come, only to be caught by pirates. Bummer! You see a lone pirate ship boarding the civilian craft. You're going to have to attack the pirates. We could quit, but we're in really good shape. And especially against the thing with 1 shield, and it looks like 1 missile launcher, and possibly an ion ship. So, charge weapons. They're going to get a shot off. Maybe they'll miss. With that 15% dodge chance, it's not very likely. Ooh. Let's see if we can't iron blast their weapons. Oh, hit an empty sector, so we got some hull damage. And iron blast charges really quick, so I'm going to use it again. Pop that on the shield, and I'm going to put all the offensive hardware on weapons, because that missile launcher really hurts. Oh, missed. And they missed, so that's good. That was close. This is where the defense drone will come in handy. Actually, let's put the iron blast on their piloting. And everything else on the weapons. That did the trick. So our shield's been ionized and damaged. So Giles is trying to fix it as fast as he ever can, but I don't think these guys are long for this world. So lasers and an iron blast on the shields and a missile on the thing. Can't really put these guys knocking around, and boom! Cost us a few missiles, which we didn't get back. Contact the civilian ship. Yeah, but we got those 2 missiles back. And a hefty amount of scrap and a drone part, which is cool. So we got 91. It's not enough to upgrade the shields. So let's jump. We've been there. Can't go there. We haven't been there, but that would be rather stupid. You don't really want to get caught by the rebel fleet. because their ships are going to be overpowered for this level. So you've got a vested interest. So let's go to the unvisited location. A small rebel ship is docked at a small station. Try to lay low, but it spots you. Power up the weapons. Not optimal, but they've got a missile and they've got a laser. But nothing special, nothing weird like a teleporter or drones or anything like that, or a special shield. We're good to go. So I think we just nail all their weapon systems with everything we got. They're going to get a shot off, so fingers crossed. 15%. Come on, Felicity. Thanks to you for piloting. Yeah, Felicity's our dodge mechanic. Oh, I'm sure you'll get better. So, right. Actually, declaw that machine. Yeah. So that's now they've got no weapons for a little while anyway, until somebody repairs it. And we've got our broadside back, so I'm going to put everything. Oh, there we go. Good night. We could accept their offer, but it's not that good. I think it's just going to take one burst laser to finish these guys off. Remember, these are rebel scum. Not going to waste a missile on you guys. Right. 1 fuel, 2 missiles and 25 scrap. Still don't have enough to fully sort out a next bar of shields. I want to go to the store. Yeah, let's go. A trading depot is set up near the beacon. A surprising number of military ships guard the station. You pick up an advertisement on a wideband channel. Ship parts, repairs, refueling, souvenirs. We got it all. Check out the only store not afraid of scavengers this side of Omicron 6. Excellent. And we have a drone control. I really want a drone control. We're not hurting for any of the major components. So I wonder... Oh, we got a free defense drone with it. Sweet. And I'm going to use some of the rest to repair our hull. So we've still got 21 scrap. But it's so worth it. I wonder if we can... Can't really take anything. We could take our shields offline and use the defense drone. But I'm sure we've got another. We've got a combat and a defense drone. Sweet. But we're going to need quite a bit of scrap to make everything work all at once. Two-pipe problem, so let's go. I think we can get away with going that close to the rebel fleet. Now we need some monies. Pirate sees you before you see him. Prepare for a fight. Okay, so we are. Now this thingy here is a Zoltan shield. So it's a pirate instigator. So they've got an extra shield before we can really do anything. So we've got to wear out that shield before we even start fighting. But all they've got is a double laser. So they can't hurt us. Really, I don't think so. So that's cool. So I don't want to waste missiles on this. Half their shield down. Okay, Yoz, get in there and get those engines working, because we've got 0 dodging at the moment. And the engine's damaged. Let's do this. Let's take down a bar of shields and put it into... combat drone. I think we're going to want to be more offensive. Now the combat drone will fire really rapidly and do like 1 point of damage, which is going to come in really handy in a minute. So yeah, unpause, get our engine repaired. And our drone system's been taken out. Let's get these guys in there to repair that. Let's put an ion blast and a burst laser on their shields. That's worn down their shield. Oh, they keep getting hit, but any second now. Come on, repair that drone, and that's ready. Okay, so combat drone's up and running. We've got a defense drone. Yeah, we did waste a drone there. Okay, so drone's ready and our sensors are down, so get those two in there. Get you back in there. And unpause. And just as our engine's got hit again. Anyway, so let's put an iron blast on that weapon just because it's annoying. And no, I'm not going to fire a missile if I don't have to. Oh, not enough power. What has happened here? Everybody back to their places. Okay, shields. Drop them. Power up the combat drone. There we go. Now the combat drone is just going to sit here doing damage, and at the moment it's just taking down the shield. But we've got a full broadside. We don't have weapons that can hurt, so I'm still not firing a missile. You ain't worth a missile. And the attack drone, I can basically leave the attack drone. Good night. There we go. 1 fuel. Don't want to run out of fuel. 2 missiles. And some scrap. Yeah, let's have a couple of power bars. Pop the shields back up, and we've still got enough to run either a combat or a defense drone. As long as I remember. Right, how long have we recorded now? So, yeah, this has taken a while. So this might be a long video if you want to watch it. So, let's jump. And we've only got one place to go. Oh, it's Alania's ship. Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to want? I don't even know what that ship's armed with. It doesn't seem to have any weapons. It's got shields, an engine, and piloting, and the weapons are greyed out. It's worth let's go for an aggressive drone. We're going to fight the ship. Continue. Pause. Fire up the combat drone. And roll the dice. Ah, it's got 2 lasers. Oh, right. This is no one. They can't beam the board. Can't take out the shields. Well, they can, but they can't do anything after that. So, now... let's ion blast their shields and see what happens. Right. So the combat drone is so good, I can just leave it. Oh, but they're preparing their FTL drive, which is unfortunate for you because we've got to say goodnight. Nice. Alania's craft back. You move to inspect the automated rebel ship. Fuel. Drone part and 23 scrap. Now we've got a drone system. Those drone parts racking up. That'd be a good thing. Excellent. Oh, and we've got 18 more scrap. And delayed the rebel fleet. You feed it some false data about your ship's whereabouts that should keep the fleet off your tail for a time. Excellent. Let's go. So this gives us a bit more time. We've been there. Let's go here. There appears to be some sort of research station near a pulsar, although it's hard to tell since a portion of it has been melted. The Alania ship that's working at it moves into interception, totally oblivious to the threat of EM pulses. So they have got weapons. It looks like they've got another 2 lasers. 1 point to shields. Now we are going to suffer major damage from that pulsar. It's going to set things on fire and fritz stuff out. So we are going to go for it. I reckon combat drone's a good idea. And now we wait. That will just keep messing with it, but it will also... nearly there. Only got 2 lasers. Now I'll just broadside it. I think I'll attack weapons and be tight-fisted with missiles. So there. Right, what's it taking out? It's taking out my drone. So that's out till I repower it. And I've still got all my weapons. And it's definitely time to say goodnight. They're offering to surrender 6 fuel, 4 missiles and 17 scrap. Yeah, that's a good deal, and I don't want to run out of fuel or missiles. I'll certainly use the scrap. So now nothing's hostile, but it would be nice to see this time it took out my shield, so I might have got hurt this time round if I didn't take out the weapons. Oh, let's pause it and jump to another system before we get hit by the pulse. So if we go this way, we can do all these. So I'm going to do this and take a risk. Hopefully I won't get caught by the fleet. And now this is a really boring thing. So an image of some weak and hungry humans comes onto your screen. Those metal bastards think they could just absorb half our engines and leave us here to die. I hope you understand the need to take your ship by force. So we've got intruders on board. This is going to be tricky. So we're not going to need drones. We're not going to need weapons. We're going to need our crew. So fortunately, we've got 5 crew members and 4 of these guys. So I want these guys. We've got a few people that are injured. In fact, all those 3 people I've selected there. So we're going to take them into the first aid bay. And because the first aid bay will only recharge the health bars of my ship's crew, if I can get them to fight in the med bay, then I can take them out. So yeah, so we don't have to go anywhere, so let's go in and have a bit of a scrap with these guys. Get into a fight. Now their health bars are going down quite fast. Move these guys out here, so I can just quickly, pause, and run away! And now put these guys in. Come on. These guys out, back in the med bay. Run away. Come on. Get in there. Now they're fighting in the med bay. I want you out there. And now my 3 guys, their health bars are being recharged. 1 intruder down. 2 intruders down, 1 left. Great, nobody died. And these guys are all fully healed up. Let's get the other 2 guys and get them in there. So this is a real pain when you get just intruders boarding, because you don't get any scrap, you don't get any salvage or anything like that. And ideally nobody dies and none of your systems get injured. So we had to repair the weapon system. And you always want to repair this stuff before you do that. So let's put everybody back where they're supposed to be. And let's set up this. We've got 2 bars of power in case we need a drone on the next jump. And now the rebel fleet's getting really close. So I'm sorry this is a long video, but you can stop it. That's the thing about it. You detect a refueling platform near the beacon. Although its broadcast signal is garbled, you can't make out the message. Let's hail them. Oh, Larnius. I think that's a 2-laser ship, but they've got a clone bay. That's those little 2 people side by side is. But not much else, only 1 bar of shields. Right, not my problem. Let's fire up the old combat drone. Well worth an investment. And just have it attack while we're charging weapons. Only 2 lasers, we've got 2 bars of shields. It's all good. Okay. So where do we want to fire this? Probably want to take out their shields. And I think it is worth spending this. Oh, we've got a few of them. And their weapons. So, unpause. Broadside. How did that get through our shields? You know, I should just leave you people. I'm going to iron blast your weapons. So, off to sleep with you. There we go. Oh, just took down one of the lasers. Right. 3 fuel, 1 drone part, 31 scraps. Investigate the fuel platform. Alright, it's a good amount of fuel left. 3 fuel. We're up to 20 fuel. That's a really nice, healthy amount. Now I could go there and then to there, but by the time I got to the exit, the fleet would have overtaken me. So and it's going to overtake us at some point. Let's get 1 more. Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. This is one of those ones where you really roll the dice. Either nothing happens, you lose a crew member, or you get something. So let's roll the dice. Yes! 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 35 scrap. We're getting close to the amount of scrap that we need to buy that 3rd layer of shields, which would be great. Now, see, now the fleet has overtaken the exit, so this is what happens. So you're in the midst of a rebel fleet while you're trying to get out of it. The rebels have got here first. This is a 2-shield ship with a lot of hull damage and a missile and probably another missile, which would be bad. So what I'm going to do, continue and pause, I'm going to take down my shields, which doesn't sound like a smart move, but what it will give me is, oh no, it won't. I don't have enough drone capacity to have 2 drones in the air at one time, because having a defense drone to take down the things, so let's have a defense drone instead. And that'll shoot down the missiles. So they've got missiles and a laser, so that's good. Much better. So, and we've got 2 shields, so we've got like 3 layers of defense before anything gets through to the hull. And it cost me a drone part, that's my dead drone. But what I could probably do is switch to that one. So, let's do an Iron Blast of weapons and a burst laser, and send the missile off to take out some of their shields. None of that hit. We did take their weapons offline a little bit. Maybe not. But we've got time for another broadside. Let's go after weapons being tired. Go get them! So they must have a cracked pilot. But we could hang about here forever, essentially. So let's take a shot at the cockpit, given that they can't hurt us. So now, see, no hull damage. Oh, a missile got through. Where are you at, drone? Okay, so now we should be able to take those weapons offline. So give them a broadside. So weapons are offline. What we might try and do, there we go, took out that missile. Still good, we're hanging in there. Nothing's getting through. I wonder if we can, let's take their control again. So their shields are now down. So what if I, see, we don't have to spend a do. I accidentally launched 2 drones. Let's fire up the combat drone. Oh, that was an idiot mistake to do. Now they've got no shields. Let's see if, in fact, let's put the Artemis on the cockpit again. So our sensors are down. Let's get Giles in there to fix them. And in fact, maybe, well, send Phillips in, because we don't need tools for this. Ow. That's better. Who's hurt? Send them to the med bay. Just in time, so we've got no drones, but they're badly wounded. Yes. So that was a trickier fight. That's why you don't want to be caught up, because you get an overpowered ship. So get in there, guys. Get everything repaired. Cost us some drone parts and quite a lot of hull damage up there. But we live to fight another day. Okay, so Hagar, get to the med bay. You always want to Get all your repairs done before you jump into a new sector. Everybody back to their starting positions. Okay. Let's go to the next sector. Uncharted Nebula or Uncharted Nebula? What's the one after that? Because you have to follow this kind of tree of life diagram until you get to the very end. So, this is going to be a long video. So this is going to be quite a while. So, let's go to the Uncharted Nebula. You've entered a nebula-rich sector. You may put a few light years on the fleet, but that's only useful if you make it out the other side. So, yep, this is an Uncharted Nebula. It affects your sensors. We can't see shit. Oh, you notice that by the sensors, I can't see the whole of the ship, so it affects everything. So, only one way to go. Pirate ship arrives. Shortly after you, judging from the fact it's attempted to avoid your ship, you assume it's a smuggler trying to stay away from the beacons. Yes, we are going to attack the pilot. 1 bar of shields. Nothing fancy. Laser and a missile launcher. Offense or defense? Let's not have to worry. Let's put the defense drone on. At some point we'll be able to employ both, but we've got to pick and choose our fights here. And I want the shields up for this lasery thing. Actually, I don't want a laser. The missile can avoid the shields anyway. Oh, I still can't do it. Yeah, because I haven't improved the combat power or the drone power rating. I've only got 2 bars of drone. Yeah, I'd rather have the defense. There we go. Laser and a missile launcher. There's the missile launcher, just like our one. So it's an Artemis. Shoot it down. There it goes. Oh, and that's a burst laser. Again, a bit like mine. So, I think everything on the weapons, let's take all that out. So now they've got no functional weapons. If I keep that up, what I can do, I can bring out another drone. Fire everything but the missile onto the shields. Tough. That's a really crappy offer. 1 missile, 1 drone and 18 scraps. Nope. And they're powering up their FTL drive because they want to run away. Unite! There we go. And we've got a new crew member. Awesome. A rock man. There are various races in this. I won't go into details. This is a long enough video already. 3 fuel, 1 missile and 22. That was an excellent thing. So let's put the Rockman on sensors. They're very slow moving. Extra sensors mean you can see extra stuff when you're not in a nebula. Cost us a couple of drones, but that was worthwhile. Okay. Ah, now we've got enough for our 3rd bar of shields. There we go. We are rather desperate, so we've got 3 bars of shields, and we've got a drone. Let's go. Let's go check out that distress signal. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing from the rebel advance. Ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is on board, and its communications seem to be down. Let's go and check it out. The ship is completely abandoned. Nice! It looks like it ran out of fuel and the crew ran out of food not long after. Despite the grisly scene that remains, you were able to scavenge some supplies from the cargo hold. 27 scraps, really nice. And 3 missiles. Sweet. So I think we should go in this sort of a direction. So let's go to that distress beacon. This is working out. So, an unidentified ship is badly damaged and still being assaulted by a space pirate. The victim begins a distress message until the pirate cuts in and offers to split the bounty if you sit tight. Doesn't sit right with me. It's only got 1 bar of shields. Yeah, Let's fight it out. Pirate ship stops its pursuit and locks weapons onto you. We want a defense drone. Have they got missiles? Nope. They got a beam weapon and a laser and an attack drone. So they can only do 2 layers of shields. And I'm going to go for a combat drone. Got no ability to board onto me. Oh, got an anti-drone drone. Let's have a defense drone then. Just in case. Yeah, why not? I've got broadside ready. Paused again. I'm thinking the most dangerous thing is probably that drone. Burst laser on that, and a missile on their general weapon systems. That makes sense. Oh, and all their stuff's offline. Except their shields, though. Well, the guy's in there trying to fix their drone thing. I'm thinking ion blast and wait. Oh, and I missed. Okay, burst laser on shields. Artemis missile on the weapons. I've done what, 5 fuel, 4 missiles, and 20. That's pretty good. Keep their drone offline if we can hit it. Yes. And now, burst laser, I think, on shields. And I'm not going to spend a missile because I reckon that's going to do it. Ah, we kind of lost out there. Oh, but we've got our hull repaired. Excellent. We haven't been there. I think we should go there. Again, I'm sorry, this is over an hour now. Alright. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. However, without functioning sensors, it's impossible to tell what is inside. Okay, so that's another drone ship, these grey things. 1 point of shields, looks like a missile launcher and a laser just poking out there. Quite a bit of hull damage, but I reckon well, I have to go for that because there could be all sorts of things. And I was right. What do I want? I think I want the defense drone this time. Yeah, that should stop. Yeah, it's already stopped one missiles. And it stopped a hacking drone. Oh, and it stopped another one. That was a good choice. Didn't want any of our systems hacked. Let's take out the hacking system and the weapons system with everything we've got. For the win. So I'm not spending any more missiles on a robot. Let's iron blast the shields. And we hit. We've got no shields now. Just for a laugh, take out the cockpit. Take out the shields again. And yeah. Adios muchachos. That defense drone shooting down the hacking drones was great. And we got 32 scrap. Investigate the station. Oh, we got a new weapon if we want it. And 18 scrap as an extra bonus. Sweet. So that's a stun bomb. So you can teleport that, ignoring the shields. And it'll do ion damage, essentially. And stun nearby crew for 15 seconds. That sounds pretty good. The question is, I think it's time to invest in 50 points into our drone attack. And now we've got enough drone capacity to have a combat and a defense drone. So, where are we going now? Let's be... Oh, we've been there. So, let's go there. Oh, it's one of these intruder things. Prepare to be boarded. Blah, blah, blah. We don't know where they come from. Let's see if we can't do something about it. Right. Let's see where they are. Oh, they've got no sense of... Ah, they're here. So if we go in there... There's at least 2 of them there. Come on, Rockman. Tell it's a Rockman because they move really slowly. And our guys are being healed. There don't seem to be anybody else trying to break in, so this could just be 2 intruders. Shouldn't have done that. Could have joined the crew. It was the fastest intruder repelling I've ever done, I think. Okay. Can we do that and then go there and then there? Don't want to go down there. Yeah, let's go there. We are a bit close to the rebel fleet, but black market weapons trader spins you a tale of dangers. We haven't got enough scrap to buy. That's an option that we just don't have because we don't have enough money. Telling us the danger of the Nebula before pushing his wares. Nah. Oh, I think we're going to attack. So they've got a stunner and a laser. It's not a very good pirate. Try the stun bomb. Oh no, we can't. So let's increase our dodge chance. Let's get a combat drone up. Just for a laugh. And go. Ooh, the old cheeky bugger. He has got a teleport though there, let's get in there and mess up his date. So let's just defang it. We've got no weapons. And everybody. Actually, all of you go to medbay. You're a bit dinged up, but they're a bit stunned for a minute. Into medbay they go. Including you. We've got a broadside back. I'm not spending any more weapons or missiles. Nope. Something else like to surrender. You haven't even managed to dig up my ship. They've got no shields. I can leave the combat drone to finish the job. If it doesn't miss. You messed up a perfectly good opportunity. Go on, combat drone. There we go. So 3 fuel. Yeah, that's much better. Bink. 49. Can we... Got 4 in there. We could... Oh, we can't do that. So it's an extra bar. It's always worth investing in. Haven't been there yet. Can't see anything through there. Sorry, there's nothing here. There's only so many different system jumps you can make, and you really... Right? You arrive in the middle of a plasma storm despite the harsh conditions. A rebel scout seems to be waiting for you. Does it indeed? And they've got a defense drone and 1 laser. Ah, see, we're in the Nebula. It disables some of your systems. So they've got a laser. So I'll have 1 shield. And you're not going to like this. Up. Let's keep the oxygen on because that was powered off. Keep an eye on that because your crew will just drop dead on you. Places, everybody. That guy's got nothing. A rebel rigger with 1 laser. Right, heck lad. You've come to the wrong place. Anti-combat drone, shoot and stun. But all it does is take down other drones. That was a stupid loadout. Well, if you turn up and it's a fair fight, your tactics suck. There we go. So I'm not wasting any more. There's nothing this poor schlub can do to me. Is going to do any damage to me at all. I'm not launching a combat drone because that's the first thing that drone system would shoot down. That's a waste of resources. But let's take out the shield. No, that's not enough. It doesn't matter what I fire at you now, but I'm not wasting a missile. Good night. Not a brilliant haul, but a lot better than surrendering. Anyway, so now you need in order to jump, you need engines and someone in the pilot seat. So can I go down here and still make it up there? Can I go down here and all the way around here and still make it up there? Alright, I can go down here. Oh look! As soon as you arrive, a small mantis ship detaches from the wreck and jumps away. You must have interrupted their salvage operation because you find a weapon ready to be installed. An ion charger. Sweet. Let's have a look at that. What sort of power does an ion charger require? 2 power. But it will fire 3 ion shots. That will come in handy later on. Whereas that only fires 1. But this takes 6 seconds. Yeah, I think that's much better. Not sure I want the stun bomb. That's another missile thing. Anyway, let's put these things in order which I'm going to use them. That's better. Now, I've got that capacity, and I've got 4. It'd be really nice if I had another 2. Can I get 1? I've got slightly more capacity. Yeah. So I can fire all the iron weapons and the burst laser, or I can swap those around even. Yeah. Let's put everything back up. Put that back up. And let's jump out of here. Ooh. Shame we could have gone to a store. I don't think we got time. Get up to there. Nothing here. Let's go. I'm running out of time. Yeah, screw it. We've got to try out our new toys. And they've got a defense drone. So that's going to shoot down missiles. So it's just as well we didn't have a thing. But I bet we can mess with it. Let's use a drone. See what they do. They only got a missile. Could have done with the defense drone, actually. That would have probably been a better move. Have to pray that that missile misses. And it didn't, but it didn't hit a system. So, right. Let's take down the shield. Give our drone a chance to do it. And let's put that charge on. Probably a bit too late to avoid that missile. Just do some hull damage and our O2's out. And this is dangerous because there's a breach in the hull. But let's just make that not happen again. No! Got a hole in my ship. Let's just fix the O2 in there. They're not hurt. A little dinged up, but that was still cool. That's another bar of power. Actually get another one. Can never have too much, so I can have both drones. And I need to increase it just to get the missile online as well. Because I'm greedy like that. We've been there. Might be able to pull a sneaky. But possibly not. No. If we jump to this unvisited location, we'll have to fight the rebels when we get here. So it's next sector time. Let's go to a sector controlled by a race called the NG, who are good at repairing stuff, but we're still probably going to get in a few scraps. So we've got plenty of fuel, plenty of missiles, could do with some drone parts and some more power. Only got one place to go to. Must have been rich pickings for pirates around here, so up until war broke out, pirate camp, blah blah blah. Yeah, so what has he got? He's got missiles, and a thing. Got laser and a missile, nothing special. Okay, so let's do a fun thing. It's going to cost us drone parts, but let's get everything up and running. Just warm everything up. I've got 2 layers of shield, so. And the charge iron is charging up to 3 shots, so we'll wait for that to get fully charged. There it is. I think we declaw you. Just a broadside into your weapon systems. Yeah, those are totally foobarred. Now the next broadside's going to go on shields, and that should open it up for our attack drone to really light them up. I think we're going to need a lot to do that. And now our attack drone's just going to make hay while the sun shines. Your weapon. No, not going to accept surrender. I'm pissed off now. Shouldn't have attacked. Oh, there's a fire in the weapons room. 99. We've got 1 drone part back, a couple of missiles, and a hell of a lot of scrap. What were we saving the scrap for? Oh, yeah. We can't upgrade our weapons capacity just yet, because that's quite expensive. I think that'll be 75, yeah. So let's jump out here. Let's go and check out this distress signal. And I'm going to end it there for this video, because it's completely unfair to keep on there. So I'll put out another one in a few days if you still want to watch it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll continue on next time.